have some new goals in my life, and in order to reach them, I'm going to have to create some new habits. Today on Reinventing You. Hi, I'm Amelia, and this is my channel, Reinventing You, where you can watch me go on a reinventioning journey. I post twice a week on Tuesdays and Sundays, and of course, with modern technology, you can catch up on these videos at any time. I'm glad you're here. If there's something in this video that strikes a chord with you, please give me a thumbs up. That gives me good vibes, and know that I'm on point with my videos. When I talk about habits or small steps to reach goals, sometimes it's kind of confusing. What are you talking about? Habits, steps. I'm the kind of person that I have these really big goals and I think I need to reach them tomorrow. But then when I start looking at them and thinking about how I'm going to go about it, I really get overwhelmed. So it's much easier for me if I break down new goals or big goals into small action steps or habits. Now, when I talk about habits, that means something that you do on a regular basis so that it becomes second nature. You're not thinking about it every time. I decided to check with the Modern Health Monk, also known as Alex Hayne, to see what he had to say about habits. Now, if you checked out his channel, you know a lot of what he talks about, from weight loss to money to just living your life, is about habits and constructing good habits in your life. And so he has a few things to say about habits. First thing, creating a new habit is a lot of times very difficult to do. So you really have to break it down so it's an easy step. And you also need to set a time limit. You need to say, okay, I'm going to do this for this period of time. Now, my personal experience and in things that I've read, I understand it really takes 3 weeks, like 21 days, to really have a habit that's set in your mind where you don't think about it. So that may be a helpful guide. Alex also said when you're creating new habits and carrying out new habits, that you need to make sure that you have some kind of accountability, like somebody or some way to know that, hey, you've done it, whether it's a checklist or a friend or somebody on the internet that's going to make sure that you've done that. And also take responsibility. It's not up to somebody else. If you slept late, it's not your husband's fault for not getting you up out of bed so that you had time to do whatever it was you're trying to create a new habit for. It's your responsibility to make sure alarm is set and that you get out of bed and do your new habit. And when it seems like, oh my gosh, can I really do this one more day? Think about your big goals and just do it. This small step or this small habit will help you reach your goal. Now, I also really like to check out what James Clear says. James talks about the physics of productivity, and he talks about habits as well. James says that if you break down your big goals into small increments, that is small habits, and do those habits, then those habits will compound over time. That is, start out one day and say, I'm going to do 1% better today. And after 30 days, then you will have become 30% better. Try to do a small habit now and it will compound over time. You want to start running. Well, get up out of bed and put on your jogging clothes one morning. And then the next morning, get out of bed, put on your jogging clothes and lace up your shoes. The next day, get out of bed, put on your jogging clothes and tie up your shoes and step outside. The next day, try walking around the block. The next day, try running around the block. You just create those small habits and eventually you'll reach your goal of running a 5K. Now, some of the problem is we've developed bad habits over the years, so we kind of have to overcome them with good habits, and that does take some time. Sometimes it's helpful, according to James, to create some space between you and the bad habits. In other words, if you know that your weakness is potato chips, well, first of all, stop buying potato chips. But if you've got them in the cabinet and you know your child likes to eat the chips, maybe put a clip on there and a note that says, Amelia, do not eat these chips. I've been trying to give up sugar, and one of the things that I realized was there's sugar in fruit. There's sugar especially in dried fruit. And so what I was doing was replacing refined sugar, like sugar in candy or sugar in desserts, and using fruit instead. Now, fruit is actually good for you. It does have fiber, and it's occasionally good to have. But when you're just switching from one to the other, maybe that's not such a great habit to have. Now, I have talked about some of the small steps that I've taken to get better sleep and to look better and to feel better about myself. And those have worked so far, but I know that there are other goals that I have, and I need to create some new habits. One of those is to write. And so one of my things that I would like to do is to create a space on my calendar every day for writing, even if it's 30 minutes. I don't have to do it for an hour even. I'm going to ask you to help keep me accountable. I'm going to schedule time every day for writing for 30 minutes. I'll let you know if that habit compounds and how I reach my goal. So what are the goals that you have in your life, and what habits are you trying to incorporate in order to reach those goals? If you would like to start some new habits to reach those goals, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're brave enough, leave a comment below and let me know maybe one of the goals you have or one of the new habits you have are taking on in order to reach the goal. I hope your habits will help you reach your goal. Have a great one.